What's up, YouTube? It's your boy EBTV SPORTS back with another video, and yeah, this video is gonna be about my playoff bracket for the NBA 2019 playoffs, and so 2018-19 playoffs. Um, so I'm just gonna break down. So I got in the East, first round, Milwaukee, Detroit. I think that's obvious. The result of that would be Milwaukee beating Detroit 4-1. And I think, because of all the, Giannis is playing excellent and his pieces around Giannis are awesome. I think the Pistons are good enough to get one win, but I think, the Bucks will take that series. Then we have Boston versus Indiana. And I think Boston should sweep Indiana, especially Indiana doesn't have Miles Turner or Oladipo. Those are the two best players. So I think that should be an easy series for Boston, and they should win 4-0. Then we got over here Philadelphia and Brooklyn. I know Philadelphia just got upset, but I still have Philadelphia winning the series 4-1. And Toronto versus Orlando, which is actually a great series. I have it 4-2, Toronto winning the series. I think the Magic win another game. They had an impressive performance, but I think Toronto will win the series 4-2, and I think the Magic will get another win though. And I think now going to the second round of the Eastern Conference or the semifinals, I think I have Milwaukee and Boston going for Boston. I think Boston beats Milwaukee 4-2. I wouldn't be surprised if we went to a 7-game series, but the Celtics have a great starting lineup, and I think they should be able to shut Giannis down, and I think they will get a 4-2 win. Then we have Philadelphia, Toronto. I actually have Toronto. Philadelphia have been playing awful. I don't think they can gel right for the playoffs. They haven't been playing, especially the starting lineup. They haven't been playing together for the playoffs, and I don't think they'll be able to figure it out. Because I don't think the players fit with each other. This 76ers starting lineup, and of course Ben Simmons has some problems because he can't shoot the jumper. That's going to go against the 76ers. And so you have a point guard especially who can't shoot the ball, or a player period. They sag off. So what they'll do is they'll sag off of Ben Simmons, and then they'll sag off of Ben Simmons, and then they'll drop back into coverage. And so when that happens, that makes it bad for the players because let's say I'm playing with Ben Simmons, and the dude who's guarding Ben Simmons comes to help the man guarding me. Then I won't be able to get the ball. I won't be able to score. So that's the problem. Ben Simmons hasn't developed a jumper, so that will definitely cost the Philadelphia 76ers this series. And I think Toronto is, they have some good pieces. Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry, Marc Gasol, Pascal Siakam, Serge Ibaka. They have Green. They have, et cetera, et cetera. The list goes on and on. And I think, the 76ers have a good starting lineup, but I think Toronto's bench is better than the 76ers bench. And so, they should be able to shut Ben Simmons down. And I think they might put Kawhi Leonard on Ben Simmons, or they might put Kawhi Leonard on Jimmy Butler. I could see that. They might put Kawhi Leonard on Jimmy Butler, then throw Danny Green on Ben, then have Marc Gasol on Joel, and Pascal on Tobias Harris. and then the small forward. Uh, who's this? Yeah, and then they have somebody else guarding the small forward position. I think Green would definitely lock down Ben Simmons. And Ben Simmons can't shoot. That's a liability. That means that's they can't get a shot. That's less points they could score. So that's a liability for a team, especially like I said, when you can't shoot the ball. That allows the man guarding Ben Simmons to go help another man. You see, if I'm guarding Ben Simmons, I could go help out in the paint because we know Ben Simmons can't shoot the three ball. And so, yeah, that's a problem. That's going to be a liability. And I think Toronto, being the great defensive team that it is, they will beat Philadelphia in a hard-fought series going to Game 7, 4-3. Then we go on to the conference finals, and we have Boston versus Toronto. I think Boston gets that 4-1. Yeah, I don't think there's really much to say. I think Boston has they have a stacked squad, and I think, their starting lineup with Kyrie, Smart, Morris, everybody they have on their lineup, I think it's going to be too much for the Raptors. So, yeah, 4-1 Boston in the conference finals. Then let's go on the West. We have first game, LA and Golden State. That's pretty self-explanatory right there. Golden State's going to clap LA Clippers 4-0. Clippers have nothing to. They have nothing to go against that. They don't have a true superstar. They're made up of pretty much all decent players. They don't have a true superstar on their team. They don't even have a true all-star. I don't think anybody from the Clippers made the all-star team this year. And no disrespect to LA, but yeah, they don't have anything to combat the Golden State squad. They have nothing to go against that. They have nobody to match up with with the players on Golden State. And I don't think this series is very fair. You got Golden State, they have a stacked lineup. Every single player on their starting lineup is an all-star, and they have a pretty decent bench. So, yeah, I have Golden State ultimately winning the entire championship, and NBA championship. But we'll get into that. We will get into that later. Then I have Houston and Utah. I have Houston beating Utah 4-2. I think James Harden is going to be a force in the playoffs. There's really nobody on the Jazz who can actually check James Harden and shut him down. I see James Harden dominating. And yeah, the only good player on offensively that the Jazz have is Donovan Mitchell, and if that's your only great player, then I think you can easily be shut down. So I think many people will agree with me on this. Houston winning that 4-2. Then we go down to Portland and OKC. That's gonna be a great series. Although I can see if Portland wins this series, I have OKC winning this for this reason. The OKC's players simply outweigh Portland's players, and what I mean by that is, obviously, Vucevic is out. No, not Nurkic is out for the Portland. Nurkic is not playing, so they basically have to rely on McCollum and Damian Lillard. And I believe if you throw Paul George to guard McCollum, then Damian Lillard basically has to do this entire. He really has to. He really has to win the series He has to literally carry the Blazers, because if Paul George can shut down McCollum, then it's going to be a very hard series. And I believe McCollum and Damian Lillard are not going to beat they're not going to beat OKC by themselves. The two players are not enough to beat OKC as a team. And McCollum and Lillard, I don't think they're good enough to carry Portland and beat OKC, because you remember OKC has Westbrook, they have Paul George, they have Ferguson, they have Grant, they have Aquaman, Steven Adams, et cetera, et cetera. So I think they should beat Portland, and especially Portland does not have a towering presence like Nurkic, and so that's definitely gonna hurt them because Nurkic is a good defender, and he makes various contributions on the offensive end, averaging over 10 points, and so yeah. Then we have Denver and San Antonio. San Antonio, I don't see them doing much. I think the only good players they have is DeRozan and Aldridge. And besides, Denver is stacked. And so we've seen San Antonio struggle this entire season. So I think Denver beats San Antonio 4-0, sweeping them. And so after that, we have Denver going against OKC. I think Denver is a little bit too stacked for OKC because you remember they have Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, or Will Barton, whoever start for them. Then they have, I forgot who they have at small forward, but they have Paul Millsap and Jokic at the center position. And I think that would be too much because you remember, when we're talking about OKC, this is the same exact team who got eliminated by the Jazz last year. Same exact team who got eliminated by the Jazz. So I believe that if Jazz can do it, then Denver can. Because don't get me wrong, Denver is a way better team than Utah. Denver would beat Utah. They would sweep Utah if they played each other in the playoffs. Denver's a way better team than Utah. So if the OKC couldn't handle Utah, then they definitely can't handle Denver. And then I think, the conference finals for the Golden State, conference finals for the West would be Golden State and Denver. And that's going to be interesting. But, again, I have Denver winning 4-1 out of the semifinals. But anyway, I have the Western Conference Finals being Denver and Golden State Warriors. Again, I just think Golden State is too stacked for any team. Golden State is the most stacked team in the NBA. That's no hands down. And so they got Curry at the point, Clay at the shooting guard. They got Kevin Durant at the 3, Draymond at the 4, and Boogie at the 5. Who has an answer for that? What would Denver be able to do to stop that? And that's a question that nobody will be able to answer. Nobody has an answer for that. So I think, that's pretty. I think, Golden State wins that series 4-2. And yeah, and then I have Boston playing Golden State. Now that right there is a great series because I think Boston's the only team that could actually beat the Warriors and that can actually compete with the Warriors at a high level. Because remember, Boston has they have Kyrie at the point, Marcus Smart the shooting guard, they have Morris at the small forward, or they can even start Hayward at the small forward. Then they can put Morris at the power forward, and then they can have Horford at the center. That's a stacked lineup. Kyrie and Hayward are all-star caliber players, along with Horford and Smart and Morris are also very decent players. And then you remember their bench, they have Terry Rozier as their backup point guard, and he could go on almost any team and start as the point guard. He's a great guard. And so I think that might be the only team who could compete because they match up well with everybody. But we all know that the Celtics have problems playing with each other. That's been expressed all through the season. They have a problem communicating and playing with each other. So, especially, and also, Golden State, they're more experienced. in the especially in the finals and the playoffs. And I don't think the Celtics defense is good enough to um beat the Warriors in a 7-game series. So yeah, I have Golden State winning 4-2, and I could see it going to a 7-game series as well. But I have it at 4-2, and yeah, I think I have Golden State winning the finals. And on the subject of Golden State, um, I'm a Golden State Warriors fan. I'm an NBA fan, so I like everybody in the NBA. I like every team. I watch basketball. I don't really have a favorite team that I actually stick to, but I have I'm just a basketball fan. So I have my thing about the Warriors is they are. At this point, the Warriors are unbeatable. Nobody can beat the Warriors in the finals. They're stacked heavily. Now, the moment that the NBA becomes competitive in terms of playoffs is when one of the one of the All Stars on the starting lineup leaves the Warriors. Then we can talk about competitive NBA. But again, here's my question: Who could really beat the Warriors in the finals? There's no team that's equal to the Warriors in talent. There's no team that has 5 All Stars as their starting lineup besides the Warriors. And yeah, that's basically all I have for this video. If you have any disagreements with me, or if you want to add something, leave it in the comment section. And please leave a sub and a like if you're trying to support me, and help me with my grind. And also, if you're looking to make a bracket, you can go on printyourbrackets.com, and they have plenty of different brackets, sports brackets. But if you're trying to do an NBA bracket, yeah, it's right here. And if you're trying to make yours, again, look up printyourbrackets.com and go on the NBA playoffs bracket, and you can fill it out for yourself. That's all I have for this video. EBTV Sports signing out, and please show love and support. And yeah, I'm out.